Hello, my name is Debbie Reynolds. They call me the Data Diva. Today I want to talk about data privacy and the problem of third-party data. When you are a consumer and you enter a business-to-consumer relationship, that is the most desirable way for companies to interact with individuals because it gives the individual or the consumer more rights in terms of privacy and how their data is handled. And it also gives the business more flexibility in how they use the consumer's data. However, almost any company that you can think of has to share data with third parties. So typically, or most desirably, if companies have to share data with third parties, it is for a reason that is legal in terms of data privacy. So a reason, for example, under the GDPR for sharing data with a third party may be part of performing things that are part of the contract for the individual, and so that's legitimate and that's fine. The issue with third-party data as it relates to data privacy regulations, not only in Europe but also in the US as they're being passed by state in different countries, is that many of these data privacy regulations have parts in it that say that a first-party company that has data has responsibility about what data that gets transferred to a third party. So what we're seeing now is big companies like Apple and Google trying to find ways to limit their third-party data sharing risk by giving third parties less data, less granular data about individuals, and also creating situations where the third-party company has to get consent of the individual and also provide transparency for how they're using this data. This is a big problem, especially in marketing and for third parties that are using data for things that people do not know about, like maybe creating risk models, advertising, selling data to other people. The point of it, or the point of these regulations, is to be transparent with individuals and how their data is being used, and also to make sure that the first party company that has your data, if they're transferring this data, that they're doing it in line with these regulations. So as we see around the world, these regulations are only increasing, and a lot of them have these features related to the transfer of data from a first party to a third party. In terms of marketing, this is going to change dramatically a lot of the marketing business models. In fact, third-party businesses that want or collect or want to get this type of data from individuals, if they can't change their business model from where it is now, it will be basically an extinction-level event for those businesses. So I don't think third-party sharing is going anywhere because almost any company, as I said, has a legitimate reason to use third parties, but I think that it's going to dramatically change how these third parties interact with individuals. So you may be getting contacted from businesses maybe you've never heard about to try to have you share more information with them. They may try to give you type of economic incentives to do so. I think a lot of companies will try to ask for things like your location data, possibly outside of Apple or Google, so that they can gather more information about who they think you are. So I think the next 12 to 24 months is going to be extremely important and interesting to see how these third-party companies change and how businesses change the way they manage third-party data and risk. That's it. Thank you.